At first, I thought moving into a nursing home would be a relief. I imagined I would be cared for, surrounded by others who understood what I was going through, and I believed it would bring a sense of peace to my life. The decision felt like it would provide comfort, especially as my health began to change. But what I didn't expect was how quickly the reality of living in a nursing home would begin to feel different, much different, from the peaceful sanctuary I had envisioned. What I didn't realize then was that this choice would strip me of something far more important than comfort: control. The small decisions I had once taken for granted, what to wear, when to eat, what time to go to bed, were no longer mine to make. I thought it was just a matter of settling in, but instead, I was left navigating a system that didn't always feel responsive to my needs, and the loss of independence began to weigh heavily on me. As time passed, I realized the loneliness that can come with being in a place where you're surrounded by people but don't always feel seen or heard. The decline in my health wasn't just physical, it was emotional. I started to feel as if my story was no longer mine to tell, that somehow I had become invisible. In this video, I want to share the 6 hard truths I've learned from living in a nursing home. Truths that I believe every senior and their loved ones need to understand before making this decision. These aren't easy to hear, but I promise they come from a place of love and experience, with a desire to help you make the right choice for yourself or for your family. If you're wondering what nursing home life is truly like, this video is for you. I know that making the decision to move into a nursing home is one of the hardest choices any senior can face. Many of us, or our loved ones, may feel unsure, pressured, or even guilty about the decision. We want to feel that we are still in control of our lives, that we have the right to live as we wish, but sometimes we can't do it all on our own anymore. The thought of leaving our home, our familiar spaces, and moving into a place that feels foreign and clinical can stir up so many emotions. It's okay to question this decision. In fact, questioning it is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Your feelings are valid. The fear of losing independence, the concern for your emotional well-being, and the desire to remain where you've built a life are all understandable. But remember this: knowledge is power. You don't have to make this decision in the dark. You deserve to know the full picture, to understand what life in a nursing home might truly look like, so you can make the best decision for yourself or for those you love. This video is not meant to scare you, but to offer clarity. The goal here is to empower you with the knowledge to make an informed choice. Whether you're considering a nursing home for yourself or a loved one, know that you are not alone in this journey. There are options, alternatives, and most importantly, there is hope for a better, more fulfilling life no matter your age or situation. The 6 hard truths of nursing home life: you lose control over small daily choices. One of the first things I noticed after moving into the nursing home was how quickly I lost control over even the smallest decisions. The simple act of choosing what to wear in the morning, what time to wake up, or even when to eat no longer belonged to me. These decisions were made for me by a schedule that didn't always align with my preferences. Losing control over these small daily choices can feel like an erosion of dignity. We are used to making decisions that reflect our personalities, our routines, and our comfort. But in a nursing home, the environment is often structured around efficiency rather than individual needs. This can have a significant emotional impact, as it can feel as though your sense of self is being diminished. But there is hope. It's important to remember that you still have a voice, even if it feels like your choices are limited. You can still communicate your needs and preferences to staff, and if nursing homes are not flexible enough, alternatives like in-home care or senior co-living arrangements offer more control over your daily life. Spiritual insight. You are not defined by your ability to make every choice. Even when life feels uncertain, you are still a person of dignity and worth. Trust that your voice matters and find the strength to advocate for yourself. Loneliness is more common than you think. Another hard truth is how loneliness can creep in, even when you're surrounded by people. In a nursing home, it's easy to feel isolated despite being in a community of seniors. Conversations are often brief, and many of the staff members are stretched thin. You may find yourself longing for the companionship of family and friends, but with limited visitation hours and busy schedules, the sense of connection can fade. Loneliness, as many studies have shown, has a profound impact on our emotional and physical health. It can increase the risk of depression, anxiety, and even physical decline. For seniors, the isolation that can come from being in a nursing home is often underestimated. But this doesn't mean you have to suffer in silence. Finding ways to stay connected, whether through technology, phone calls, or scheduled visits, can help ease the feeling of isolation. And if the nursing home isn't providing enough opportunities for social engagement, you can look into activities outside of the facility, such as community groups or senior clubs. Spiritual insight. You are never truly alone. Even in the most difficult moments, know that God's presence is with you. Reach out for the connection you need. And remember that your community can still be found in many places, even outside the walls of a nursing home. Health may decline faster. Due to inactivity, one of the most alarming truths I learned was how quickly health can decline due to inactivity. In a nursing home, it's easy to fall into a routine where physical activity becomes limited. Many facilities focus on meeting basic needs, but they may not offer the same level of engagement or exercise opportunities that you might have had at home. This lack of physical movement can lead to muscle atrophy, joint stiffness, and even cardiovascular issues. When we stop moving, our bodies begin to slow down in ways that can feel irreversible. However, the solution isn't as far away as it may seem. Speak with the nursing home about incorporating more activity into your day. Whether it's a daily walk, stretching, or even chair exercises, moving your body can make a world of difference. And for those who prefer more flexibility, consider in-home care where exercise programs can be tailored to your specific needs. Spiritual insight. Your body is a sacred vessel, deserving of care and respect. Movement brings vitality to the spirit, as much as it does to the body. Even when it's difficult, find ways to move forward, one small step at a time. Staff shortages affect quality of care. Nursing homes are often understaffed, and this shortage can directly affect the quality of care you receive. I experienced this firsthand when the staff seemed overwhelmed by the demands of so many residents. It wasn't that the staff didn't care. It was simply that they were stretched too thin to give each resident the attention they deserved. The consequences of this are real. It means longer waits for assistance, more mistakes, and the potential for neglect. I've seen firsthand how this affects not only physical well-being, but emotional well-being as well. The key to better care is transparency. You have the right to ask questions, to inquire about staffing levels, and to ensure that your care is being properly managed. If you feel the level of care isn't up to par, consider discussing it with management or exploring other care options that might offer a higher standard of service. Spiritual insight. Know that your life is precious and it deserves the best. Care possible, advocate for your well-being, and trust that you have the strength to ensure your needs are met with grace and dignity. It's expensive. Even when it feels necessary, the financial burden of moving into a nursing home can be staggering. Even when it feels like the right decision, the cost can quickly become overwhelming. Many nursing homes charge substantial fees for the level of care they provide, and for many families this means dipping into savings or relying on government assistance. This financial stress can add to the emotional burden of the decision, leaving families feeling stretched thin and uncertain about the future. But there are alternatives. In-home care options or smaller, more affordable co-living arrangements may offer the same level of care at a lower cost. It's important to explore all your options, and remember that no matter the financial situation, there are always resources available to help you navigate this journey. Spiritual insight. Financial struggles do not diminish your worth. Trust in the divine wisdom that has always guided you. Seek the resources you need, and know that you are supported every step of the way. Emotional pain of leaving familiar spaces. Perhaps the hardest part of all is the emotional toll of leaving the home you've known for so long. A home is more than just a building. It's a place full of memories, stories, and a sense of belonging. Moving away from that can feel like a loss, even if it's for practical reasons. But while this is undoubtedly painful, it's important to remember that you can create new memories, new spaces, and new forms of belonging, even in a nursing home. Reach out to family and friends. Invite them to make the space feel more like home. And remember that home is not just a place, but the people you share it with. Spiritual insight. Home is where your heart is. Even when you move into new spaces, remember that your essence, your love, and your spirit go with you. You are always home within yourself. A message for families and caregivers. To all the families and caregivers out there, I want to offer a message of empathy and understanding. Caring for a loved one is not always about perfection. It's about presence. It's about showing up, listening, and being there for your senior loved one, even when it's challenging. Consider regularly checking in with your loved one in the nursing home. Bring them small comforts, like their favorite book or photos of family members. Don't just visit when it's convenient. Make your presence a part of their daily life. And remember, the emotional connection is just as important as the physical care. Take the time to talk openly with your loved one about their feelings, their fears, and their desires. Nursing homes can sometimes make our loved ones feel like they've lost their voice, but you can help restore it by listening and advocating for their needs. At the end of the day, the decision to move into a nursing home is deeply personal, and it's not one to be taken lightly. Whether you're considering it for yourself or for a loved one, remember that you deserve peace, not pressure. Every chapter of life deserves respect, and you get to hold the pen. If you've been living in a nursing home, or if you're struggling with the decision, know that you are not alone. There are options, resources, and most importantly, there is hope. Life is not over when we age. In fact, it can be a time of new beginnings, new possibilities, and new joys.